Bitches get stuff done, that's a fact. Unapologetic on the attack.
Happy Wednesday, bitches! It is Heather Ryan coming to you from Des Moines, Iowa. Bitches Get Stuff Done.
And Blythe Potter in Bargersville, Indiana. Who's your bitches get stuff done?
Oh my God, Blythe. Oh my God. I've had such a weird beginning of the week. I just want to start out this podcast with what happened yesterday when we went to Cedar Rapids, Iowa, to protest ICE deporting people who were trying to just extend their stays because they're seeking asylum. And it was like nothing I've ever experienced. So these folks, these wonderful, amazing Americans or American wannabe people were coming to the immigration to just check in. That's what they have to do every year, right? They check in, they say, hey, can I get another year of asylum? And I just did not know what to expect. So me and two other activists who I really didn't know before all of this started happening, went up there in one of my friend Nikki's car. She's my friend now, but I didn't know her before. In her car, which was electronic, so we had to do this whole hey, where's the charging station stuff? Anyways, we went up there not knowing what to expect, and there were 200 people there. And they made a great ruckus. There was a lot of people that were coming in to check in. We cheered them out every time they came out, but they still apprehended people. And it was hopeful, but it was also just, it killed my heart.
It's devastating.
Yeah.
I mean, these people are I cannot even imagine the position they are in because they know the rules, they know the laws, and they know that they, meaning us white people, want them to do it the right way. So they're trying to do it the right way, and they're literally still being stolen. But
right.
What choice do they have? Because just walking down the street, the same thing could happen. And then if they find out that they skipped a thing, then they're in even more trouble. They're in a no-win situation. They are literally in a no-win situation.
Oh my God, 100%. And what is the right way? There's no easy way to become an American citizen anymore. And it's intentional.
It is absolutely intentional.
The government wants to make it hard for people to become citizens. The people that can become citizens easily are the ones that are Caucasian with a lot of money.
Yeah.
So these poor folks yesterday, they were standing in line, and then we were cheering them on as best as we could. And these ICE people, who are definitely just some schmucks in masks. This was the first time I'd ever actually experienced ICE people in real life. And they're just these fat fucks in masks. And there's nothing special about these guys. Nothing. They seemed so ill-equipped to deal with situations. They pushed us out into the street because they cordoned off the entire Homeland Security building because there was press there. And because there was press there, they changed the rules at the last minute. We could no longer be on the grass. So we were literally standing in the street.
Oh my God.
There's no sidewalks there. They chose not to make sidewalks. So there was no technical public area where we could stand. So it gave me a lot of hope, but it gave me a shit ton of despair because they apprehended a young lady who'd just given birth 1 month ago. So she's got a 1-month-old baby at home. And they told her husband, who was there with her, the baby was not, thank God, but they told her husband if he does not self-deport with the baby by next month, they're coming for him. Their words, they're coming for him. Unreal.
I just can't even imagine that. And I mean, that has to be traumatic witnessing it. It's hard enough to watch it. And sometimes when I see these things on social media, I kind of have to force myself to watch it just so that I need to be informed. And we have to be able to bear witness.
Mm-hmm.
Right? This is how we prevent this from happening in the future, I think. But we also have to prevent this from being the new normal that they're trying to make it be. And one way of doing it is watching it and taping it. And you did the right thing. I mean, what else can we do? I don't know.
Right. And we were all there. There was 200 people there at the beginning. But then, as time marches on, people have to go to work.
Yeah.
They have to pick up their kids. They have to drop off kids. They have to do life stuff.
Yeah.
So by the time they actually took the people that they were detaining out of the facility and took them to some other like holding facility, there was maybe 20 of us left because we just happened to like stay longer.
Wow.
But it's not like we didn't have stuff to do too. I missed the entire court date with the guy that was ripping down our posters because we stayed there too long. So if we hadn't have been there though, we wouldn't have seen them taking these folks out of the detention center and hauling them off to somewhere else.
Well, but that's I think the encouraging part about being in the resistance now. And it's exhausting. It's overwhelming and no one has time for this shit, but we just do, we do what we can when we can. And I think we've all kind of made this part of our routine. And I mean, we take our kids to protests, we're leaving midday to go listen to public meetings. With Indiana, especially, we've got Discord server and there's always chatter. Like, are you going to this? Or I'm going to go to this. So you have like these pods of people making it to everything when we can. And it's been really cool to see it happen because no one designed it that way.
Right.
We're not like, you got to do this. You got to be here. We're like October 18th, No King Day. All right, well, I'm going to plan one around this dance class.
It's kind of crazy how they've made it normal for people to be just disappearing our neighbors.
Yeah.
But we've kind of made it normal to fight back.
Yeah. It is now a part of our lifestyle habit. We eat, we protest, we do the things. And my friend Cindy Worth, she's running for Congressional District 6 here in Indiana. And we were joking and I was like, it feels like when my stepdaughters were in travel volleyball. No one has time for that shit. But you figure it out, right? No one has time for a kid, but you figure it out. That's what we've done. This is our new job and we don't get paid for it, but we figure it out.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Every time someone says, "Oh, I don't know if I have time for that." Of course you have time. You have priorities. There's a difference. You have to decide how many hours you're going to spend in your day. We all have the same number. What's the biggest priority for you?
Yeah.
What are you going to spend those hours on? And so many people have said, I'm going to spend the hours on fighting back and standing up in the one way I can.
Yeah.
It's been heartening in a way. It's really been.
But it's also really sad, like, especially this time around as a candidate being, I was vocal before about social issues and the legislature and whatever is happening, but not like this. So I'm not neglecting my work. I'm not neglecting my kid. I'm not neglecting my house, my husband, and all that only. Now I'm also neglecting what could be my next job. It's so weird. It's so weird. Yeah. Prioritizing. We are putting things into compartments and figuring it out.
You're not wrong. Actually, I was just thinking about that today. I was like, I've been so fortunate lately. The universe has given me opportunities to pay my rent because people have supported us, and I've been able to sell books and T-shirts to make sure my car doesn't get repossessed. But then I was like, but how do I put that on a resume in the future? I have no idea.
You are an organizer and you're part of we are the majority though. Like that's the crazy thing that we're all starting to realize, like we're all broke as fuck. And this is so freaking hard. I just had another thought and I've forgotten it like twice now, but
yeah, for anybody who's listening to this right now, we are recording at the ass crack of dawn. This is the latest we have ever recorded before. So Blythe just got home from an event. I just got home from an event, and I am one gin and tonic in. So
I'm a quarter gummy in, and my daughter went to bed listening to us recording a podcast instead of me reading a book.
Yeah, so that's
I have to tell you. So I set an alarm for this tonight. We're recording at 10 p.m. Eastern. I set an alarm at 8 o'clock Eastern. And we were driving home, and I have an alarm at nighttime that reminds me to take my anxiety medication and my gummy because I have to time it just right or I'm not going to sleep. So I brought it with me in the car and I'm driving. So I'm taking it. And then I realized when I got home, my actual nighttime alarm went off. I was like, well, then what the fuck was the 8 o'clock alarm for? So I had to go back through my phone. I was like, oh shit, Violet, we got to get in the bath.
Is that why you messaged me and said, "Hey, are we still recording today?"
Yes. I was like, and that's, but that's what, like, that is what parenting is now too. Like, we're parenting in the resistance. Like,
Yes, no, for
that is
sure.
on, that has to be on your resume because, and how do we say this? You're juggling so much. You're a parent. You're trying to support yourself and the movement, which is a service. This is a civil service in and of itself. We just aren't getting paid for it.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong, right? Because I have to pick up my kid from school and take them to work or take them to
Yeah.
extracurriculars,
And it's a new layer of guilt. You have mom guilt,
yes,
partner guilt. Now I have fucking resistance guilt. My ass should be in Washington sitting right now. Like, every time I see that, I think to myself, we're veterans.
well, great transition, because yes, I do believe that we should be in Washington as well, but it's so far away from us that it's not
Yeah.
realistic. But you know what's close to us is Chicago.
Yep.
And I know we talked about this on our last podcast, but we have to revisit it because it's currently in the limelight.
Yep.
Trump did confirm that he does plan to send troops into Chicago. And Chicago's only 6 hours from me. Let's say for me, like,
It's about 3.5 or 4. Well, realistically, probably 4.
okay, so it's within driving distance for either of us. Now, what I'm going to do when I get to Chicago, I don't fucking know. Probably get beat up. I don't know. But I have to go.
Chicago's amazing.
No, I mean beat up by the fucking National Guard or the Proud Boy guys. Not Chicago people. I've been there dozens of times. I fucking love Chicago. It's beautiful. There's always something to do. They've got such a cultural atmosphere. I love Chicago.
Yeah.
Love it.
I don't know.
It's expensive.
It is expensive.
Could never live there.
So is LA, but I just don't think the majority of people who are in the Guard want this. Like, they don't want to be doing this. Is not, you don't join the military. Did you ever join the military thinking, I'm going to fucking break up protests? Now, I was taught to break up protests. I knew what riot gear was. I had it. Never have I ever used riot gear. And never did I think I would, especially on fellow veterans and parents.
No, of course. In fact, I was taught in the military that we don't engage civilians ever. Like, ever.
Even in war.
Yeah, no,
You just don't.
That's how you go to the brig for the rest of your life. You engage civilians, you do terrible things to civilians, you will never get out of the brig, ever.
Yeah. And now they're talking about it maybe being a quote lawful order to do that. And I'm like, it's nuts.
Not a lawful order.
It is not.
And these military members, they know that. They're not stupid.
They're not stupid.
But he's not sending people that are members of the Illinois National Guard. Mm-hmm. He's sending people from Texas, from Iowa, from Mississippi, from Louisiana, because they don't have to necessarily keep track and oppress their friends and neighbors and relatives.
But you know what else he's doing? And I just realized it. He's now pitting states against each other. If he starts, like, he's creating rivalries.
Absolutely.
Or trying to. I'm hoping it won't come to that. But there's a good chance that could be part of the motive.
Absolutely. 100%. He's creating the cesspool that is needed for a civil war between the states. Oh my God. I hadn't actually thought about that until it just came out of my mouth right now too.
Well, I think that's one of the unique things about us both being veterans is like we can see both sides of it. And I also know we are saying this as current civilians. And I know it is hard to say no in the military. Lord knows.
Oh my God. Like, yeah, it's impossible.
All your battle buddies are doing something and you're like, maybe I shouldn't do that. It's hard. Like peer pressure is a thing, even as adults.
Yes. And the service too. It's fucking hard.
It's even worse because then you have rank structure. There is a hierarchy.
And you will get in trouble. I don't know how it worked for the Army, but in the Navy, you'd go to mast. If you disobey an order, lawful or not, you're going to mast. And you have to plead your case why it was not a lawful order or why it was, you know what I mean? So you're going to be held accountable whether or not it was or wasn't a lawful order. Mm-hmm. And if your commander thinks it was a lawful order and you disagree, you fucked.
Yeah. Well, it's much like women being raped or assaulted or abused. So most women can identify with that. The immigrant LGBTQ plus community can all relate to that. And, you know, it's a risk you take standing on the right side of our story. So yeah, it's all sorts of shitty.
Yeah, so if it does happen, or when, because he already acknowledged it will happen, when it does happen, I do plan to go to Chicago. I don't know exactly what I'll do. I don't even know where I'll stay, but I do plan to go and support our friends and neighbors in Illinois. So hopefully I'll actually get to meet you.
No, I know. I'm thinking like, maybe he could just time this like that works for me.
Right? That'd be great. Right? Well, far enough in advance that I can actually like get a bed, or what are those things that you order, like
VRBO or something.
Yes, a Verbo or something. Yes, please. And maybe I can get some roommates to come to bed. Come on.
It's on a Monday to start, so it's a little cheaper.
But not when I have my kids. I have them every other week, and maybe on
And not fall break. Not fall break.
Yeah. Oh God, no. On my ex's week, please. Okay, let's move on though. Let's move on because I really want to talk about Epstein files.
Yes.
It's like we talk about Epstein files 98% of our podcasts now, and I really want to make a point to talk about the flyover that Trump scheduled today. The young ladies, or they were children at the time that they were abused by Epstein, and they had a fully announced, everybody knew it was happening. Press conference today. Everybody knew it was happening. So what did Trump do? He scheduled a flyover of their press conference today. Now, I have not experienced a flyover in a long time until a couple of weeks ago when we went to the Bernie Sanders event, and they were having a show, like a flyover show, like one of those Air Force shows the next day with the Blue Angels over in that area. And it is so jarring. I had forgotten how jarring it is. It was so loud. We actually did that whole hold your ears thing where you plug your ears with your fingers because it was so loud it actually kind of hurt. And it makes you so nervous because you think, I didn't know it was happening.
Yeah.
I thought that like a plane was crashing because that's a thing we deal with now. And I thought that we were all about to die and see a plane crash. That's how jarring it was. And I have to imagine that's what it was like for them today.
It had to be. Well, do you think, was it a surprise to everyone or did they expect it?
No, it was a surprise. Nobody knew it was going to happen except for Trump and his administration. Who does that?
Well, now we know to expect it in the future. And there's another example of lawful orders. Like, this is just it's such a dick move. It's just, how much more damage do they think they really need to do to these women? Just stop. And he's threatening Republicans again. Marjorie Taylor Greene is on the right side of this for some reason. Nancy.
And Lauren Boebert?
What the fuck? Are they is this for re-election or do they have actual souls?
I don't have an answer to that.
I know. And that's the sad state about it. Because if it were us, I would not question that at all about you. I would not question that at all. With them, it seems like it's genuine, but also like it's acting.
And for Pete's sake, Comer of Kentucky is leading the charge. How weird is this?
It's fucking weird.
And
I'm here for it. Don't get me wrong. I'm here for it.
Oh, not to transition too quick, not the perfect place to transition, but speaking of crazy shit, yes, Joni Ernst dropped out of the election this week. We talked about it last time. She was rumored to be dropping out, but she did. And so that puts Ashley Hinson, who is one of our current representatives in District, I want to say, 1? In the race for the Senate. So that means Ashley Hinson is no longer running for House. So that means that seat is open. Now remember, District 4, Randy Feenstra, in the state of Iowa is running for governor. So that's 2 of our 4 congressional districts running for a different seat. They can't run in the same seat. They can't run for 2 seats. They have to abandon their congressional seat and run for the other seat. That's 2 open races in Congress. And you have an open race in the Senate and you have an open race in the governorship. Unbelievable. That makes all 4 of our seats competitive, because District 3 and District 2 are competitive. They're very competitive. Mariannette Miller Meeks, she won her race by 7 votes. And my District 3, that is Zach Nunn, he barely won. Barely, because Democrats didn't get out to vote. It really boiled down to we did not do a good enough job getting people out to vote. Very competitive. Holy shit. Holy shit.
That's exciting.
Iowa all of a sudden is the center of the universe. I'm so giddy that I can barely contain my excitement. Rarely have I ever thought I was so important. People care about what happens here, because normally they don't. We have 4 congressional seats, for Pete's sake. It's a very small state.
Yeah.
But my God, all of a sudden we have the opportunity to not only flip the House, we can help flip the fucking Senate.
That'd be so amazing.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
It's so exciting. And it's what's such a funny thing to geek out about, but like, I mean, it's so achievable.
It is.
It's so achievable.
We have amazing candidates running for each of those seats now. Amazing Democratic candidates. And I can't wait to start making fun of the Republican candidates dressed as Ashley Hinson and dressed as Mariannette Miller Meeks. I'm shopping right now for those wigs.
That's so funny.
Can't wait.
I think we're going to need, if things go reasonably well next year at the elections and we stay in this country, I think we may need to do the Iowa caucus for the next election, the next presidential. That'll be kind of exciting for Iowa if it keeps going this way.
You like you and I, like we're going to cover the Iowa caucuses. Like that'd be hilarious.
People who shit talk the Iowa caucus the most.
Do you know how caucuses work?
Boring as fuck.
They are boring as fuck, but they're so different from a primary election. They're so unusual, and I'm not a big fan of the caucus. I think that it excludes a lot of voters. It excludes a lot of people that need to be involved in the whole system.
Yeah.
Because they have to work. They have to get childcare. The caucuses do not accommodate that.
No, of course not. Why would they do that?
Right. But they are fun if you're a fucking nerd like me, because then you get to go around and talk to people. Hey, come on over to my side, and try and convince them to come over. Because if your candidate doesn't make it through the math, they have to have a certain number of people on their side to make it through to the next round of voting. If you don't convince enough people to come to your side, you have to go to their side, and you have to choose whose side you're going to. It's way more complicated than it should be.
That sounds insane.
It's insane. You literally put your body, your physical body, in a part of the auditorium to say, I'm voting for this person. It's nuts. That's why nobody does it anymore.
It's fucking weird. Okay, but we got to do it anyway. If things keep going well, that needs to be like, we need to do it.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with you. Yes, I agree.
Because I mean, that will be the most important Iowa caucus of our lifetime.
The problem is, though, that the Democratic Party does not really do the Iowa caucuses anymore. Ever since
start changing that shit right now.
Ever since Biden lost big time in Iowa, he came in 6th place. He's like, fuck you, Iowa caucuses. So now the Democratic Party like boycotts the Iowa caucuses, and only the Republicans do Iowa caucuses. It's super fun. Super, super fun.
Childish.
The Democratic Party, and it's in our Constitution that we have to be the first in the nation. That's actually a law that we have on the books, that Iowa has to be the first caucus in the nation. There's only about fucking 5 states left that even have caucuses. So we're only competing with like 5 fucking states. Everybody else has a primary. But we have to be first. Oh my God, it's a thing.
Wait, so why is it tradition that they will not do a primary because of that?
No, so New Hampshire is the first primary, but even the Democrats don't want New Hampshire to be the primary, the first primary, and they have it in their constitution that they have to be the first primary. It's a way of small states saying we want to be important. New Hampshire is very small, Iowa's very small, but they're also very Caucasian. So there's this weird back and forth. Like, should Caucasian states make all the rules? Well, no, they shouldn't. But what's the answer? I don't know. I can tell you caucusing isn't the answer because it excludes so many voters. But I still live in Iowa.
That's so crazy.
It's nuts. Caucuses are fucking crazy weird. But yes, if caucusing is a thing in 3 more years, we're on it.
Okay, we're gonna do it.
Okay, the last thing I have on my list is Venezuela.
Oh, for fuck's sakes.
So we should take a break.
Yes, we should take a break. I forgot to say it somewhere.
Bitches Get Stuff Done is brought to you in part by Blythe Potter, seeking the Democratic nomination for Indiana's Secretary of State in 2026. Blythe wants to increase voter turnout as well as voter registration and use the NBiz website to help share and teach sustainable business practices for the business leaders in Indiana and bring boring back to the Secretary of State's office. Blythe needs to raise about $10,000 a month to try to flip Indiana's Secretary of State office blue. And remember, turning a red state blue benefits the entire country, even if you can't vote for us. To donate, visit BlythePotter.com. Paid for and authorized by Friends of Blythe Potter. Use of military rank titles or photographs in uniform does not imply endorsement by the Department of the U.S. Army or Army Reserves or the Department of Defense.
Venezuela. So,
What the fuck?
did you know that we were planning to blow up ships coming out of Venezuela? Because that was new to me.
Same. And I just I haven't processed it. I'll be honest with you. I haven't gotten to the point where I have the brain power to be able to really look into it and hear more than just what I heard on Aaron Parnas. And that's how I'm taking in news now. Someone asked me today about something. There are 19 or 21 states that that the Trump administration is taking voter data from. I was asked today, is Indiana one of them? And I was like, I don't have an answer because this is the first I'm hearing of it. And I'm plugged in. I know the news. No clue. Nope.
There's too much. There's too much to keep track of. And that's intentional, of course.
Of course.
But I was intrigued by the whole Venezuela. We're just attacking ships because I was in the Navy. So that's why I'm a little bit more tuned in, only because of that. Otherwise, I wouldn't have looked up the specifics about it. I wouldn't have looked up our history with Venezuela. I hate to admit it, but I didn't know our history with Venezuela.
It's not good.
There's so much. Honestly, I just knew it was in South America. Until today, I probably could not have pointed it out on a map. And that's embarrassing, but I didn't realize this.
I may not be able to.
Far northern part of South America, and it's a decent sized country, but pretty small compared to America. But I forgot the whole thing with Hugo Chavez saying that American democracy, and not just democracy, but capitalism in general, it just exploits people, and it's so unfair to the working class, and that it's evil incarnate because it really hurts people.
Yeah,
I've forgotten all of that.
Yeah, because don't we generally, people here don't like him?
Sure, because he was socialist.
Yeah.
And he believed that people should be treated with dignity and respect if they're the working class. That's how socialism works. They believe that the working class are the people who create and deserve to be treated better. And we just weren't taught that, right? So until I did the research today, I fucking forgot all of that. And then to realize that Trump is basically calling them out as a terrorist organization because they have gangs of people who are bringing drugs to America. We're just going to blow up their ships. That's not a thing that you can just do in international waters. Yeah. And that's why it intrigued me. I'm like, how the fuck did he do this and have the Navy just send over a fucking cruise missile and blow this fucking ship out of the water? And he killed 11 people with no evidence. We have no idea if these guys are actual drug dealers or not. And even if they were, he doesn't have that fucking right.
Yeah.
You can't just declare war on somebody.
I know he doesn't listen to Congress, but Congress needs to be involved in this decision, right?
In theory, yeah. In practice, no. They have ceded all their power to him. And he has even said, his administration has said, we plan to do this more. terrifying. Absolutely terrifying, because the more we do it, the more we escalate tensions, the more likely we are to get into some kind of weird proxy war. I don't even know. Like a war that we haven't declared, but we have declared because he has all the power. And now domestically, he's building an army of his own followers with the Proud Boys and the Three Percenters and making them ICE agents. Internationally, he's using our active duty military to declare war on what he calls drug dealers. And realistically, his family is the one that's taking part of all the drugs. Those are some coke snorting motherfuckers if I've ever seen them.
They absolutely are. And I'm like now missing the days. You remember those like really precious days, like a year or so ago? Oh, maybe that was just last week. Fuck, maybe it was this week when we thought Trump was dying.
That was this week, girl.
Was that really this week?
It was really this week up until Tuesday.
Well, it was a little boring, right? Like we were just worried. Oh, we were like, yes, he's going to die. He's going to die. Oh, you're blowing up Venezuela.
Right.
Like, was this a punk? Did we just get punked by Donald Trump?
Yeah, that shit was literally yesterday, man.
No way.
It was his first time we had seen him in a week, where he came out and said, I'm as healthy as ever. And he talked nonstop about some bullshit. What did he have the press conference about? Fuck, I don't even remember.
And that, like, did you hear the, I remember thinking this too, the like in memoriam thing reel that they put out where it's like his top 10 life advice. It was basically plagiarized.
I missed that whole thing. I have no idea what
Oh my God, you have to look it up. It's insane. Because I remember watching like, Trump said that? Fucking win. And like, it got to number 9. I'm like, there's no way I've never heard any of this. There's no way. Because he fucking plagiarized it. Watch Under the Desk News. She did a really good.
Okay, no, I 100% do not know what you're talking about. So I will I'll put that in my notes.
After the cabinet meeting where they're like, you are such a great leader. I am so honored to be in your orbit. Do you remember that?
I do remember that.
It was right after that. And then they posted this reel of like, it kind of looked like we were at a funeral. It's fucking weird.
Jesus Christ.
It was weird.
So much.
I cannot fucking believe that was just yesterday. Like, I really thought it was at least last week.
No. Yesterday was our first proof of life in a week. And I was like, God, this is disappointing as shit.
Damn.
But he is putting the makeup back on his hands, so we can't see all the bruising. So for whatever that's worth, he is still ill. So
someone knows. And every second of his life, they know. And they better fucking write the fucking book. Release the list and then write this fucking book. I want to know what the hell happened the last 5 days.
They're going to have to write the book, though, anonymously. Because if I find out that it's one of these old cocks that are enabling him, I'm not buying that fucking book. They can just suck my ass.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. But are there, okay, then that is another question. Is there a position that someone could be in to have this information and us still not want to have them decapitated?
I don't think so anymore.
Because it is complicit.
Yeah, I think it's so different from the first administration, where there were still people who were trying to toe the line and trying to make things not terrible. I don't think we're there anymore. All these people don't care about things being terrible.
Do we not have any moles in the White House that are like good people?
It doesn't seem like it. There are far fewer leaks this time than there were like 4 years or 8 years ago or whatever. Way fewer leaks. They were leaking so much last administration that it was like their entire party was just like a strainer. And like it was like so many leaks. Every single day there was a leak.
I mean, we've had a few. We had a good one recently, and I can't remember now what it was. I think it was from the CDC.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, I'm really glad that someone said something.
Well, those are doctors and scientists that end up resigning.
Yeah.
So those aren't really leaks that are on the inside. These people are fucking cult members that are on the inside now. And it seems like they aren't leaking like they
What about the staff? Do we say the same thing about the White House staff? Like the people who clean closets?
Yeah, I think they've all been fired and replaced.
Oh my
Project 2025 led an entire charge on hiring new people, and you could just apply through their website, Heritage Foundation, for all of these like positions that you wouldn't normally say, oh, I have to have a degree for that, or I have to have experience. So yes, all of that's been taken care of by Heritage Foundation.
How am I just now hearing this?
I don't know, because it's a lot.
Well, maybe I did hear it and just like process it.
There's a lot, yeah. No, they took in thousands of resumes and applications for every position that you could ever think of for this administration. And they were preparing for months before the election. So I imagine that all those positions are filled. They fired the old guard and they filled them with other people. Good times. Good times. So
it's one of the times that I just don't have words. It's like, what the fuck?
Well, on that note, I want to talk about local politics so that we can tell people how to get active and what's going on locally. So let's take another break and then talk about that.
Good idea.
Bitches Get Stuff Done, the podcast, is brought to you in part by the newly released book, Fight Like a Bitch, a self-guided workbook that will help you update your protest strategies. Available now for purchase at bitchesgetstuffdone.org.
I can tell you've taken your gummy because I'm the one that is saying we need to take breaks. That has never happened in the history of our podcast.
I set a timer on my watch. Well, because I'm holding the phone with my hand and then talking with the other one. So I don't I'm just not, it's like basically we're FaceTiming is what's happened.
Oh, so true.
I'm out of my routine. But so the secretaries, I should back up even more. Our recent legislative session decided that voting centers are more important than voting locations, and that we should get rid of the municipal and midterm elections and just put them all in the presidential year. And for that to happen, our Secretary of State, the person whose job I am actively working to take, has to have a minimum of 3 public meetings in the southern part of the state, the middle part of the state, and the northern part of the state. The northern part of the state, there were still like 3 hours and a time change away from several counties. Like, that's not really northern part of the state if you're still driving that much. And the Democratic Party chair today showed up, and she's the one who gave them that tidbit. I was at the Indianapolis one today. I mean, do you know how MAGA and Republicans take the Bible and they just manipulate it to fit their narrative?
Yes.
They did this with data on why we should have voting centers. And voting centers are, you can vote anywhere in your county at a voting center, but there's fewer of them instead of doing voting locations where there's a location in every precinct, but you can only vote in your precinct. So it's a little less restrictive, but there's less of them. So they're trying to pitch it like this. Well, if we do voting centers, we spend less money on poll workers, and we're saving this much money. And on municipal elections, we should get rid of them because it costs more per person who votes in a municipal election than it does during the general or during the presidential. And I'm like, you dumb motherfuckers. First of all, where is this money saved going to? Are you going to give me a fucking tax refund? What are we going to use it for? Is Diego Morales taking another fucking trip to India? Is he going to buy another SUV, a luxury vehicle? Tell me what spending my tax dollars on a free and fair election, why would I want a fucking savings from that? No, you do a luxury fucking election, not a luxury fucking SUV.
So basically their argument is having free and fair elections is just too expensive. We can't do it.
Basically. And they omitted, so they're talking the last 12 years. They excluded 2020 and 2023, 2 very successful Democratic cycles, even for Indiana standards. And I'm like, this is cherry picking. This is cherry picking data. That is exactly what they're doing. Mm-hmm. And they kept giving examples of one of the voting centers, Hendricks County. It was great. They have all this. They even have a higher voter turnout. Hendricks County was so understaffed. There were hundreds of ballots literally not counted. Some of them military personnel. The state rep race for part of that county, she lost on the Democratic ticket by 64 votes.
Mm. They
didn't have enough staff. They didn't follow the fucking rules. And let me tell you this. Tell me why we're spending money on a Secretary of State who's not using those tax dollars to make sure everything is staffed and we can get to our fucking polling locations and ballots are counted. He's not doing his fucking job.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And I got 3 minutes to basically say all of that to him today. It was wonderful.
And so have they already put together the public hearings that they're fixing to do? Or
Yes. So there's one more in Jefferson County on the 19th, but today they announced they're going to do another one in the like far northwest corner of the state in Lake County, and they're going to do another one in Evansville. So they're covering more ground.
did you by chance record any of the stuff that you did today?
I did. And I posted a video of what I asked, my question and my clarifying data or information. But they actually live streamed it, which was not advertised either. I assumed they didn't the last time and made an ass of myself because I was like, oh, and they didn't even fucking bother to live stream it. No, they did.
Well, if they don't advertise they live streamed it, there's no reason you'd think they did. So
You know what? I'm on the Secretary of State's emailing list. Why wasn't this in an email? I saw the flyer. Why didn't it say that there was a YouTube link on the flyer? Like, this is intentional.
yeah, if there's nobody coming to your live stream, it does not matter that you live streamed. If nobody knows that it's happening,
Huh?
it's not technically really an effective live stream.
Yeah. And I don't claim to know everything. I'm just a little invested in the Secretary of State right now.
Right.
I'm not seeing this and I'm seeking it out. That's a problem.
Wow. Yeah. True. Yeah. You're actually trying to keep tabs of it and you can't find it.
Yeah.
Nobody can find it. Good point.
Well, people found it. I got called out. It's fine. I genuinely didn't know.
Well, that's fair.
It is. But yeah, so I've got actually excellent audio because the woman, when she asked the questions, held a mic in our face because she would take it away if you veered off topic. So I had to put my jabs in at the very end.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's your local stuff. My local stuff, two things. There is a steak fry coming up in Polk County on the 13th. That is a Saturday. And so I want to encourage anybody who's in central Iowa to go to that because I will be there. And I will have our little booth for Bitches Get Stuff Done. And we'll have t-shirts and books available. And it'll be fun. The steak fry is usually pretty fun. There was a time that I would not have said that because I was actually banned from speaking at the steak fry once. It was a big fucking deal. It was a big fucking deal because I was running for office and they banned me from being a speaker that is a Democratic speaker running for office. Because in a different function, I said, who is it? What kind of representative outlaws children's health care? And I peppered the crowd with people to say, an asshole. And so I'd say, yes, that's right. An asshole would do that. And what kind of representative would do this, this, and this? And it would just go, an asshole. That's right. Still an asshole. David Young's an asshole. And so when I did that, the chair of the Democratic Party in Polk County banned me from speaking at his function. So there was a time when I'd be like, fuck the steak fry. But they're under new leadership. And I love the leadership now. They're doing all this crazy boots on the ground kind of stuff. Amazing work. Grassroots. Fuck the state party, but Polk County is doing great work. County by county, Democratic parties they fucking put it together. They do the real stuff. So steak fry, 13th. Be sure to be there if you can. That's my local stuff. Also, Bradley Null, the guy that ripped down our signs off the bridge. His first day in court was yesterday. He does not yet have an attorney. Bummer. And so he had an attorney's appointment today. And his next court appearance is the 16th of September at 9:30. So that's where I'll be on that day if anybody wants to go.
Nice.
That's my local stuff. Was that all for your local stuff? Was the Secretary?
Well, there's more, but I can save it for next time. Like we're at an hour.
Yeah, we're at and I do hope to have some of our local candidates on next time. And I know that it's hyper local and we have listeners from all over. But I think local politics is so freaking important.
Well, but here's the thing though, and this actually like really ties into my platform. Part of the reason I'm doing a state run is because we need to get parties and candidates communicating and collaborating more. if you're in another state, it is so valuable to listen to what other candidates are saying. One, if you're a candidate, maybe you adopt something, or maybe you start saying like, "Ooh, I'm not going to say that like that ever again." Like we can learn from them.
Yeah.
And we're going to have to work together in some capacity. So I think there is value in listening to other candidates because you can point people to those directions. I think it's important.
That's a good point. Yeah, live and learn from the other local candidates. And I can't stress enough how important it is to vote locally. The lower down on the ballot, the more it affects you directly. I wish people would know that. We have elections coming up on November 4th.
And appointed positions. There are local boards that require that they have an even number of Democrats and Republicans, and they have a lot of power.
Mm-hmm.
So
a ton of power. God, just the stuff locally here. We have this thing called the odor board that has to be like balanced. I know it sounds silly, I know, but I was on the odor board, and it sounds silly.
Like means like sniffy?
Smelling, yes.
Oh, okay. I'm just making sure I'm hearing this correctly.
So many processing plants that smell so bad because it's literally rotting animals that are going to processing, and it smells so bad. I can't describe it. If you can imagine rotting flesh, that's what East Des Moines has to smell all the time. And that stuff affects everyday living. So it doesn't sound really very interesting, but it's so important because if you want to walk out your door and smell rotting animal carcasses, maybe you might be more invested. And whoever's on that board is important. And that's one of the lowest boards you can possibly be on, is the odor board. But my God, so important.
I have so many questions for a future podcast. Ew.
Yeah, no, it's so much more than what I'm telling you right now because I was such a pain in their ass. I was such a pain in the city council's ass being on that board that they disbanded it. Yes. That's for another podcast.
Well, did it get back together? Did the band get back together?
No, they ended up putting these smell monitors, these digital smell monitors in different parts of the town to tell them whether or not it stunk. I swear.
Oh my God. Yeah, we have to talk about that later. That's fucking hilarious. Of course.
So much more to the story. And I want to tell you, Linda Westergaard, the city council member that really fucking hates me, she led that charge to disband the odor board. And so if you ever see my content and see me making fun of Linda Westergaard with my white wig and my red shirt that says Linda Westergaard with the pentagrams around it, you'll know why. Bitch, I bite my ass.
All because you were doing your sniffing job.
I was doing the sniffing job. Right.
That's so funny. All right. Well, we'll chat on Sunday.
Okay. Yes. Oh my God. What a weird podcast this one's about. I like it.
An oddly long podcast.
Yeah,
Not as sat on my couch after I put Violet down. It's totally just like a FaceTime.
Well, thanks everybody for coming to our podcast. You can find us can you hear my voice getting hoarse?
Yes.
Right now. My voice gets hoarse when it's late. bitchesgetstuffdone.org. You can call us or text us at 515-442-0422.
And I'm at HoosierBitchesGetStuffDone.org.
And we'll see everybody on Sunday.
I think that's it.
You're going to say something else and I didn't want to interrupt.
I almost went into my campaign spiel. I was like, not the place, Blythe. I had to talk myself out of it.
Hello, Gummies.
Well, I had a thing tonight too. I had two political things where I was introducing myself. I'm just now, I do it in my sleep.
Good. That means you're going to get fucking elected. Fuck yeah. We'll see everybody again on Sunday. I should be able to post by Monday, hopefully Sunday night. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
That's so funny.